time for Pac-12 volleyball on the Palouse as the Washington State University Cougars get ready for their final two home matches of the 2021 spring season, and they welcome in the Arizona Wildcats as we get ready for Pac-12 volleyball here from Bowler Gymnasium. And a very pleasant good evening to you all. Steve Grubbs, welcome you inside Bowler Gymnasium as we do get you ready for the Washington State University Cougars and the Arizona Wildcats on the first of two this weekend as they get ready to play on this Thursday night. We'll start first with the Washington State University volleyball team as they were taking on the Utah Utes and had to play some of their younger players. And how about Argentina Young? She would have herself a great performance in her first career start for Washington State. Not only would Argentina Young have a good day for the Cougs, but so too would the other freshman that got the start for the Cougars, and that was Jasmine Martin. So between Argentina and Jazz, they ended up having themselves quite the day. Even though they battled Utah, it was Utah coming away with a straight sets victory. Meanwhile, for the Arizona Wildcats, they come in just outside of the top five when it comes to the Pac-12 standings as they currently sit in sixth. And one of their leaders is a veteran for the Arizona Wildcats, and that would be Paige Whipple, as she continues to have a pretty good performance for the Arizona Wildcats. And Arizona comes in within a game of 500 and trying to get above 500 to perhaps be a 6-team in consideration for the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, for Washington State, they are right in the middle of the mix when it comes to the Pac-12 standings. They come in currently in third place, but depending on what happens this weekend, the Cougars could finish anywhere between tops in the Pac-12 conference or as low as fifth, depending on what they do and what everybody else in the conference does. It's the Cougs, it's the Cats, and it's all happening tonight from Bowler Gymnasium. It's Pac-12 volleyball action, and it's next on Pac-12 Plus. To Bowler Gymnasium as the Cougar starters being introduced as we speak, and the Cougars do have Magda Yahalasheva back in the lineup. She is a middle blocker for Washington State. Also Jasmine Martin there as well. Argentina Young, who had such a tremendous match against Utah in her first career start, she'll start on the outside as well. Juliana Dalton, the freshman, will get the start for Washington State. Meanwhile, the libero, it is going to be Aria McCumber. Penny Tusa also in the starting lineup for Washington State. And rounding out the starting five, or starting seven, I should say, since we're in volleyball action, we can let you know that the Washington State University Cougars have Hannah Pukas as their setter as we get you ready for volleyball action. Cougars in their crimson tops and the white numerals. Meanwhile, for Arizona in their blue tops and the red numerals. And we get you ready for volleyball action again. Next to last match of the regular season, the Cougars currently in third place with a chance to move up in the standings this weekend and also a chance to move down in the standings as Jen Greeny, the head coach of the Cougars, obviously with her team coming out of COVID protocol, wants to finish the season strong, help bolster the resume, and get ready. Meanwhile, David Rubio, the longtime head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, has his team playing very competitive volleyball this season. They're a game below 500 in the conference and would love to put 2 wins on the resume to get above 500 in the conference and solidify themselves behind the top 5 in the Pac-12 conference. All right, Emery Herman is going to lead things off at the service line for the Arizona Wildcats as we are ready to get this one underway. Herman will serve it across. Tusa is there to play it. Puka setting the outside for Juliana Dalton, and a cross-court kill for Juliana. And the Cougars will pick up the opening point here. And now checking in for the freshman Juliana Dalton will come another freshman for Washington State. And that is going to be Logan Golden, who makes her way into the contest. We saw Logan, the freshman out of Castle Rock, play some on Sunday against the Utes as well in the back row and turned in some pretty good performances. Meanwhile, the set to the right, and that time it'll be the Arizona Wildcats, and that was Sofia Maldonado Diaz who comes up with the kill, and now she will head to the service line. The outside hitter, freshman out of Guadalajara, Mexico, giving the first point to the Wildcats, and now she has got a pretty vicious serve. Golden does what she can with it, and they'll set outside for Penny Tusa. Now the Wildcats to the outside themselves. There's a tip, and it's blocked down. There is Argentina Young. She had herself a fantastic first start in her Cougar career last weekend. In her first career start for the Cougars, She led the team with 10 kills on 16 attacks, and now she picks up that block to give the Cougars a 2-1 lead. Halashima with the serve. Arizona setting to the right, and that time kept off the deck by Golden, but the Cougars can't quite put it away, and that was a pretty good cross-court kill that time from Jalen Hodge. So we're even at 2 apiece. We've been tied each of the first 2 points, 4 consecutive side outs, and now heading to the service line it will be Arizona, and the Wildcats will send their libero, and that's Hoppo to the service line. There to play, it's McCumber. Set will come to the middle for Ong, and she will pick up the kill. And it's only been a couple of matches that you have to imagine what she was able to accomplish last Sunday in Salt Lake City has given her just a little bit of what is confidence heading into this one. But a pretty good serve by Hoppo. Just Ong was able to put it away for the Cougs that time, and they lead at 3-2. Now Arizona with it, and there's a kill off the block off the serve receive, and picking up the kill that time is Paige Whipple. Whipple, of course, for the Arizona Wildcats, one of the returning players. And Whipple, a senior now out of Salem, Oregon, as she has been a long-time member of this Arizona team and has played some awfully good volleyball over the course of her career in Tucson. All right, 3 apiece after 6 side outs. The set will come. Tusa sets up. It's over the net. Arizona will deal with it. Set to the right-hand side. It got through the block, but there to covers McCumber. Dumped over the net by Pukas, but Hoppo comes up to play it. And now Arizona trying to get it across, but a good draw by Pukas just to clear the net. Now Arizona with it, and a block on the far side by Hannah Pukas. And the Cougars move back on top 4-3. Now the sophomore first had the dig to get it across the net, then scampers to her feet and was able to read the outside, and she's able to get that one for the block for Washington State. So 4-3, the Cougars with the lead, and now Penny Tusa will serve. That's a bullet to the other side, and now a dump on the Arizona side of the net, and that was their setter. And getting it done that time is Emery Herman picking up the kill for Arizona. So 4 consecutive ties, and we've had nothing but side outs so far to start this match. Opening set action, and it's now 4 apiece. And now their senior, Paige Whipple out of Salem, Oregon, does head to the service line for Arizona. That's off of Tusa. Dalton will bring it back in play, and a free ball coming here for Arizona. The Wildcats will set to the back row for Whipple. Tusa with the dig, but it's an overpass, trying to put it away Arizona, but Tusa gets an arm on it. Now lining it up will be Pukas, but Arizona plays it, will set it to the right. McCumber comes up to play it, it's over the net, and there to put it away that time will be Maldonado Diaz. And the first point off of a serve will go to the Wildcats, and they will pick up a 5-4 lead. Pretty good early action here in this opening set from both of these two teams. Arizona currently hitting .250. The Cougars, meanwhile, at .333. Set to the right for the Cougars, and that time getting it through the block is Martin. Arizona able to cover, though, and get it over the net. Now Pukas will set up for Juliana Dalton. Hoppo there to dig it out. Now a set outside from Maldonado Diaz, but Tusa got to it. Lobbed over the net by Dalton. One more time for Maldonado Diaz. The Cougars play it back. She'll punch it the other way. Tusa gets an arm on it. Maldonado Diaz touches all the way to the back row. Whipple will clear the net. Now it's Pukas setting to the right and a cross-court attempt, and that'll be a kill for Jasmine Martin. So the freshman puts it away for a kill, and we're back to even for now a 5th consecutive time as the freshman out of Bend, Oregon, able to finish off that point for Washington State. Now Aria McCumber at the service line in a 5-all tie. McCumber sends it to the back row. Trying to dump it over the net to setter, but it's right there for Magda Yahalasheva to block it back. Arizona able to touch it over. It bounces on the net and will clear. And now it will be Dalton to send it, but a block set up by Arizona. Jen Greeny thought maybe perhaps Arizona got a piece of it as it was right at the net, and thought either that or there was a contact before that. It was, again, a point for the Wildcats, and with that, a pretty good scramble point for them. And now Arizona will bring in a substitution, and that is going to be Carazio who heads to the service line. Jaleesa is another one of the freshmen for David Rubio out of Bakersfield, California. There to play the serve, Julia Norval. From the back row, Tusa comes up. Now a free ball coming up here for Washington State. Tusa has an overpass on the free ball, and it's going to be put away that time by Arizona. So an errant pass by a veteran, Penny Tusa, and that's going to give Arizona a slight edge here for the first time in the match. It is now a 2-point lead for somebody, and that was about as easy as you can get for Sofia Maldonado Diaz. So 7-5, and Arizona serve is over. Tusa will play it. Pukas will set for. Penny Tusa has to send it softly across as Arizona rushes up to play it. Now a tip over from the Cats. They will set for Juliana Dalton, and she's going to find the back line. So the freshman Juliana Dalton able to pick up the kill. That'll be her second, and it will bring Washington State within one. So again, nip and tuck here in the early going. Norval checks out. Ung comes back in to play the front row, and now it'll be Pukas back at the service line. So Yahalasheva, Dalton, and Ung up front. A lot of youth there, 2 freshmen and a sophomore, with the sophomore, the freshman of the year in the conference last year. Meanwhile, going on the attack, the setter, the Cougars were ready for it, but it stays on their side, and a big swing from Dalton, partially blocked. Set to the outside, and that's going to miss long that time. They're going to call a touch on the far side. Jen Greeny wants to know who touched it. That was one of our lines judges, and then you also saw the upper referee say, just a moment, are you sure? And the linesman held firm that she saw a touch, and Jen Greeny is going to use one of her challenges here. So if it is ruled no touch, then it would be 8-6 if it's ruled, or it would be 8-6 if it is ruled no touch. And I don't know if I saw anybody get a hand on that one. I actually just missed it, but we will see what they end up ruling here as, again, they head to the monitor. Margie Ray just took a little bit of time as she was waiting to see for sure, and it almost looked like Margie, and I may be wrong here, but it seemed like she paused because she almost didn't think there was a touch. So now Julie Argato-Jones is looking over the monitor after Patty Kills, our lines judge, did say that she saw a touch. Again, David Rubio, longtime coach of the Cats, has got Arizona within a game of 500. Here's another angle on it, and I didn't see a touch there. Argentina Ung, Magia Halasheva were both there, but I think that was just a miss hit and went over the top of both of those hands. But is there enough video evidence to prove that it was conclusively not touched by Washington State? Again, the score, 8-6 Arizona. That's if the point goes Arizona's way. Is this play under review? And if they change it, it would become a point for Washington State. So they want another view. Looks like they want another end zone view. Sofia Maldonado Diaz off to a great start for Arizona. She's got 3 kills as we sit. That's if this goes down as a kill. Meanwhile, for the Cougs, and here's one last look, and I'm just in, and again, if it's a touch and you're looking at the ball coming through, I'm not seeing one, or is that there by Magda, that left hand? Does that get a fingertip on it with her left hand as we're getting a pretty good look at it? And the question is does that touch the fingertips of Magda? Magda certainly didn't think so. She was shaking her head no to Jen Greeny as it flew by, but again, is there enough to say conclusively that there was no touch? Again, if there's a touch there, and I don't know how much more we get to this, and here's Magda once again going up with that left hand, and I think that on this angle that we're seeing right now, which is right along the side of the net, to me that looks more conclusively that there's not a touch. When you get the overhead view from the end zone, I just think it's so tough to tell there on the left-hand side. Does the finger bend back at all for Magda? And again, for me, I certainly don't think there's enough to say that there was a touch, but the question is there enough to say that there's not a touch? And do you have to go instead and say that you have to go as called on the court? And I think that's the huge discussion here that Julie is having with Margie Ray and with herself. They're going over to talk to the bench, and they're going to give the point to Washington State. So they do overrule it. It's out of bounds. And again, I think that view right along the side of the net is what did it for me. I was fooling myself on that end zone cameras, from each of the baselines or service lines, if you want to call it that it was close enough. But I think when you get to look down the net, it's just really tough. And then after such a long delay with the review, Hannah Pukas unable to get a good serve across. She was kind of frozen at the service line. So on the service error, the point does go over to Arizona now, and it's 8-7. Arizona setter Emery Herman now back at the service line for the Wildcats. Her serve will be played by Dalton. They will set for Juliana. Gets it through the block, but Whipple comes up to play it. Now from the right-hand side, a block back by Washington State, and unable to keep it off the ground is Arizona. That was Magda Yahalasheva along with Juliana Dalton on that block, and we're even at 8 apiece. Magda did not play in Salt Lake City. Back and ready to go here. The one notable absent that's not on the Cougar sideline tonight is Pia Timmer. All right, here's the serve from Logan Golden. The set comes to the outside. That one partially blocked at the net and then played by Pukas, so that means McCumber will set. And Tusa goes cross court, but dug out by Arizona. Now a tip across, up to get to it will be Pukas. The set comes to the right side this time for Argentina Ung, and that will go through a couple of Arizona Wildcats and then shoved across, but there to play it is Logan Golden. Now Ung with a shove of her own, but Whipple there to play it. Back setting to the right, it's sent over. Now the Washington State University Cougars setting to the outside for Tusa, but she will put one into the net. And on the attacking arrow, point goes Arizona's way. 9-8 Arizona. Again, without Pia here, it means that Penny Tusa is going to have to play a 6 rotation at least to start things off for Washington State. And we've seen Penny do that before in the past in certain years, and has to now this year. And there's a very solid serve from the Wildcats, and it's going to go down as an ace. That was Maldonado Diaz with an ace, and she has picked up the most of any Wildcat this season. That becomes her 26th of the year, so she's got a great serve. There to play this one will be Golden. They'll set to the middle for Magda, but partially blocked, and Arizona will play it to the back row, and missing that one just long is Sofia Maldonado Diaz. David Rubio jumps up with a question mark as to whether that ball might have touched the line. We get a pretty good look at it up here, and I don't think that one caught the line, but David Rubio is going to take his chance, and he is going to now have a challenge of his own. So that one rolled long. That one right there in the Cougar coaching staff side of things. And again, where we're sitting, I'm not right up the line, but we are upstairs here at Bowler Gymnasium. And from my naked eye first look at it, looked like it might have missed by an inch or two. We will see if the video is going to infer something else into whether or not I need to make a visit to the optometrist. But we will double check as we get the video coverage once again here and see if we can get a better look at this one. Again, fun to be with you from Bowler Gymnasium. It's Thursday tonight, and then Saturday these two teams will wrap up the regular season. And then, of course, Easter Sunday, Selection Sunday. A little bit of a different feel, obviously, this season, all in one location, like you've been seeing March Madness for basketball on the men's and women's side. And also, we will have a little bit of a different format this season. Instead of 64 teams, only 48 being invited to the Spring Volleyball NCAA Tournament Championships. All right, we will get a couple more glances down below from our down official if she wants another angle, as the Cougars are eagerly awaiting to find out. A couple of big pauses here in the opening set. Took a while, and usually I am one that says if you can't figure it out quick enough and in a timely fashion, then is it worth the momentum of the match? And this is going to be a little bit of a quicker replay. And they're going to say that it does go to Washington State. Again, from my naked eye, looked like it just missed. It was awfully close. David Rubio on the other side of the court thought it was worth a challenge, but I did think it was just a little bit past the end line. And so with that, the point goes Washington State's favor. So 10-9 Arizona here, and Magda will continue to serve. We'll see if she is going to get a serve across. It does go across after it hits the net, and then set up to the middle, and that'll be put away this time by the Wildcats. And from their middle hitter this time, that was Merle Wheat who comes in to finish that one off. And with that, Arizona takes an 11-9 lead. So we continue on here from, or make that Marley Veit. My apologies, as here comes the set to the right side. And there's going to be a kill up the line this time for Arizona. That's going to be Hodge who picks that one up. Now, I forgot that we were looking at Marley Veit. Again, she is a young lady, a junior out of Germany, so that's the pronunciation of her name. And it's now 12-9, and the next serve is into the net and a service error for Arizona. So 12-10, Arizona with the lead here, and the Cougars get the serve back after the service error. And it will be Julia Norville awaiting the ball to serve it Arizona's way, the sophomore from Orangevale, California. So a few bounces of the ball as she steadies herself for the serve. Over it goes. Here comes the set to the middle and a tip over. Norville there to play it. Pukas will get it up in the air, and Tusa sends it the other way. Here comes the set to the right-hand side for a tip across from Arizona. Hit across by Pukas this time, but Arizona there for it, and flying forward from the back row and picking up the kill that time is going to be the Arizona Wildcats, and that's going to be a kill for them, and that kill is going to go down to one of their back row players this time, and a good kill to give them a 13-10 lead. So just double checking to make sure I get it right on the statistics side of things. Playback underway and a tip over and down from Jasmine Martin, but just to clean up the last point, Gadiacola was able to pick up the kill for Arizona, but now a kill from Jasmine Martin has brought the Cougars another point, and it's now 13-11. So Arizona by a couple here as we're around the midway point of set number one. Both coaches still saving their 2 timeouts in this opening set as Tusa sends it over. Here comes the set, another back row attempt, but this time sent across softly, so free ball for the Cougars. Set outside for Juliana Dalton, who will find the back left corner. And for Juliana, she's going to pick up her 3rd kill. She leads all players so far. The freshman out of Parker, Colorado, has brought the Cougars to within 1. And now Penny Tusa to try and draw the Cougs even in this opening set. Here comes the set to the right, and that one right at the net. Dalton, if there was a joust, able to finish that one off, is trying to get to it. On the reach that time was Arizona, but Dalton was there to make sure it was going nowhere. And we get our first break in the action as far as set number one is concerned. So we'll take a timeout from Bowler Gym. Opening set, it's Arizona 13 and Washington State 13 on the Palouse. Glad you're with us. It is 13 apiece between the Washington State University Cougars and the Arizona Wildcats. And how about the freshman out of Parker, Colorado, Juliana Dalton? Already 3 kills and 3 digs tonight for the Cougars, helping them get to this 13-all tie. Tusa with a sharp serve. Here comes the set outside. Whipple comes forward, and she's going to find the back corner after the timeout for Arizona. So Paige Whipple will find her 2nd kill, and she will now go back and serve as Arizona seesaws back in front, 14-13 here. It's been close throughout. Here comes the serve from Whipple, there to play it Norville. Now the set outside for Dalton. Whipple able to dig that one, and it's sent over by Maldonado Diaz. Now Dalton one more time. Whipple again with the dig. This time knocked across the net, but there to play it McCumber. Now it's punched over by, that time, Jasmine Martin, but Arizona able to play it. The set to the right for Jasmine on the slide. That one's going to go up, hit the speaker, comes back to the Arizona side. We play on, and we keep going here after the carom, but that one's going to miss, and it's going to be a side out. Meanwhile, for the Cougs and Jen Greeny, she thought that was a back row attack, but that was a lot to digest after it hit the speaker overhead. It came back to the Arizona side of things, and then they did just miss that attack long. So 14 apiece here, and the serve over from McCumber. A little bit of an errant pass, but they're able to get the set up. McCumber in self-defense gets her hands up, but that's not enough to stop the kill from Sophie Maldonado Diaz one more time. So 15-14, Arizona by a point, and now the Wildcats have the serve back. And so they will get ready for a serve themselves here, up by a point, and heading to the service line, it's Caraccio. So Julissa Caraccio ready to serve. There to play it will be Tusa. Set to the outside for Dalton. Arizona got a piece. Now trying to dump is going to be Arizona, and the setter, Emery Martin. And Magda Yahalasheva said, I will have none of that. It was an attack that time from the setter, and Magda got her arms up and said, Solo block for Magda. And the Cougs have outblocked the Wildcats 5-1 in this opening set. And it's now 15 apiece. Hannah brings the left arm forward on this serve. That one's going to be just a little bit long. And a service error to give Arizona the lead back at 16-15. I think that one might have been in. Meanwhile, the down official going over to talk. Meanwhile, I believe the coaching staff maybe trying to get a little bit of advice from the Cougar faithful in the upper row. Meanwhile, they're going to say that it was long. We see another challenge here from Jen Graney. We've already had one challenge upheld for the Cougar coach. One challenge that did not get upheld, and Jen reluctantly is going to use the challenge card once again. Now that's on the opposite end from where I'm located. I get a much better angle from where I am at on the Cougar side of the court with the back line, so I didn't have an inclination one way or the other at first glance, because again, that's a little bit of a more awkward angle from where I'm sitting upstairs here in our broadcast location. But you certainly have a few people upstairs that have a little bit of a better look that seem to be thinking that that was a serve that was in. I can also preface it that saying that the people that thought it was in are also wearing Cougar attire, so that might also color their opinion just a little bit. And here comes the serve from Hannah as we're getting another look at it. Dies at the end, and for me, that looked like it was in. We will see, but looked like it might have been in. A little bit tough because the ball goes out of the screenshot, at least on my monitor, and then you catch it back up on the bounce. And the question is can you get another good look at that one or not? Because that one looked like it might have, off the bounce, been on the back line or just inside the back line. And obviously an important point because the lead goes with it. If it stays as a service error, Arizona will have a 16-15 lead. If not, it'll be a 16-15 lead for Washington State. Official over to the scoreboard and to the scores. And are they going to do any scribbling? And if they do, it usually means that we're going to have a call that was out. So they call it out. So there you have it. So that call not overturned, and it will be a service error. So Jen's now used a couple of challenges, was successful on one. David Rubio has had one challenge. Meanwhile, David Rubio, I think, also double-checking maybe the amount of substitutions he still has left. So it's been kind of a messy set, not necessarily from bad calls. We're getting one more look at this. And again, to me, that looks in. Here's another, perhaps, look from the other side. That ball's in. I'm sorry. That one's in. All right, here comes the serve. There to play it will be Aria McCumber. Set comes to the back row for Penny Tusa. And now it comes off to the right-hand side for a tip over. There to play it will be Ung. They will set back up for Argentina. And now here comes the set to the middle. It's going to be sent across, dug out though by Pukas. Now from the right side, it's Juliana Dalton. And that one touched on the way by Arizona. So another kill for Juliana Dalton. And the Cougars have evened up this opening set at 16 apiece. So again, 16 aside here, and a serve back over to Washington State. It will be their freshman Logan Golden, but how about this start for Juliana Dalton? 4 kills in the opening set. Golden with the serve. The set comes to the right. Dug out by Pukas, but we're going to have a net violation whistled against Washington State. So that'll give the side out over to Arizona, and they'll take a 17-16 lead. That time the Cougars going up for the block, and they call the Cougs in the net. Looks like there's a little bit of movement there at the net. Pukas trying to keep the play alive off the serve, but cannot. So an ace for Arizona. And they now lead at 18-16. So a 2-point Wildcat lead. David Rubio used a timeout earlier in the set. Meanwhile, Jen Greeny does have both of her timeouts remaining. Here's the next serve, and that one's going to be long from Maldonado Diaz. So with that, a point back over to Washington State's favor, and it's now 18-17. 1-point Wildcat lead, and Magda, the sophomore out of the Czech Republic, trying to even things up in the opening set. Her serve be played by Whipple. Now to the right side, and a kill that time for Jalen Hodge, and the Wildcats take a 2-point lead as she goes to the middle of the court, and Logan Golden unable to dig that one out. So a 2-point Wildcat lead here as we're approaching the latter stages of this opening set. McCumber plays the serve. They'll set up, and right for a kill is the middle blocker and the freshman out of Bend for Washington State, Jasmine Martin. Well, we're starting to see these young recruits who didn't get a lot of playing time earlier, but with the COVID protocol and some extra time for them, we're starting to see why they were highly regarded by this coaching staff. And here's another one of them at the service line. Brought in actually as the backup setter for Washington State, but she's shown she can be an attacker too, even at this level. Meanwhile, an attack, that one's gonna miss long. Arizona looking for a touch, but there was none. So on the attacking air, we're back to even again, and that leaves David Rubio shaking his head. It was a set right there, and pretty right there near the line, but ruled out, and we're all even at 19 apiece. All right, tipped over the net, and that's going to be a back row attack as the setter unable to keep it on the Arizona side of the net. Now she left her feet after it deflects her and goes over the net. That becomes a back row attack and a point to Washington State, and David Rubio is going to have to use the second and final timeout of this opening set. So the Cougs have scored 3 in a row. They've taken a late lead. It's opening set action for Moeller Gym and Pullman. And it's the 15th ranked Cougs up 20-19 here on the Palouse. You're listening to Cougar Volleyball from Learfield IMG College. Taken a 20-19 lead as they've scored 3 in a row. Some calls that haven't gone for Washington State, that one, but the Cougs have had a couple calls go their way as well, but it's a 20-19 lead for the Cougs here, and again, it's Ong at the service line. Here comes the set to the outside, and that one's going to miss well long. That's going to be another attacking error for Arizona, and Arizona now, with that one, their 11th attacking error of this opening set, and it's 21-19. Wildcats now hitting just 0-42 in the set, while the Cougars are hitting 171. Ong with a great serve and a free ball for Washington State. It's Pukas setting to the outside for Kalia Williams, who's checked in. Now it's going to be set to the right-hand side. A good dig that time by Ong, but they're going to call a net violation on Kalia Williams. So the point goes to Arizona. The Wildcats within one here at 21-20, and the Wildcats stop their 4-point slide. Meanwhile, Norville will check back in for Argentina. And now serving will be the Wildcats, and heading back to that service line is the Wildcats to try and even up this opening set at 21 apiece. There to play it, Norville. Set to the outside for Clea Williams, but blocked back that time by Arizona. Up to go get that one. You saw the setter, Emery Herman, and also Fellows goes up to get that one as well for Arizona. And we're now even at 21 apiece. The next serve, played by McCumber, set to the right. Martin tries to hit it over, but that one's going to be an attack in the net and an attacking error for Washington State. So after the Cougs score some in a row, it's Arizona coming back with 3 straight, and it's 22-21 in favor of the Arizona Wildcats, as this time we'll go ahead and keep things here at Moeller Gymnasium. So the Cougs still with 1 timeout remaining. Arizona has used both of their timeouts. Certainly a very important match here when it comes to the top of the standings in this conference. The Washington Huskies taking on the Oregon They're in California, pardon me. Washington's in the Bay Area to take on California, who has certainly struggled this season at 1-19. So if the Huskies can sweep their 2 matches against Cal, they will win the Pac-12 conference, because right now they're Pac-12 leaders at 15-3. Oregon is taking on Arizona State tonight. They will get started coming up in about 20, 25 minutes or so. Oregon in second place. Meanwhile, right behind the Cougars are Utah and UCLA, but there is something else with Utah and UCLA. Neither one of those 2 teams are playing this weekend. Again, Utah was scheduled to play Oregon State. UCLA was scheduled to play Stanford. Those matches have been called off, so Utah will stay at 13-4. UCLA will stay at 14-6. And that means that the Cougars have to win both times this weekend to stay ahead of both the Utes and the UCLA Bruins. If they split, they could stay ahead of UCLA, but they would need to win both to stay ahead of Utah. All right, again, a 22-21 Arizona lead now, as we've seen a couple of little momentum shifts here. The Cougars with a total of 4 in a row to build up a lead, and then Arizona answers back with 3 straight points. And now they're up by a point here as the Cougars try and get a side out to give us another tie, and we're going to have the Cougars called out of rotation. Jen Greeny going to come over and talk to the down official. Meanwhile, the down official now coming over to double check the score sheet, as we will see if this will ultimately be ruled against Washington State or not. Double checking over there on the Cougars side of the court, and did they have a player out of rotation or not, and they continue to kind of point things out. David Rubio over there as well. What are we going to have here as the official ruling? Will it go down as out of rotation? It looks like it will, and a point towards Arizona. Is that what we're going to ultimately have? Haven't seen any confirmation one way or the other, so we have to go with what they called. That's 23-21. Otherwise, they would have told us it was a replay. All right, so a free point for the Wildcats. Cougs now down a couple. Here comes the set to the right and up the line, and finding the line is going to be Fellows, and all of a sudden Arizona with 5 straight points has gone from down 21-19 to having 3 set points. Is that one right on the line for Fellows? And it's now set point for Arizona. The serve over, McCumber plays it. Set this time for Norval, who sends it across. Now trying to dump it across the net, the setter. The Cougars keep it alive, though, and a free ball back to the Wildcats. Now the set to the right for a Fellows tip, up to play at McCumber. Pukas will set for Tusa. That's going to fall in, so the Cougars still alive in this opening set as they stave off a set point, and Juliana Dalton comes in to play the front row. And now the Cougars need 2 straight off of Penny Tusa's serve to keep this opening set going. So a second set point for the Wildcats here at 24-22, but before that, a substitution as back in will come Sophie Maldonado Diaz. And now Tusa, the senior for Washington State, ready to go with her serve. Here she is. Here comes a dump across. McCumber got a piece, but nobody else can play it after that. So on the attack that time goes Emery Martin, and Arizona's going to take the opening set tonight in Pullman. So the Wildcats take set 1. Arizona 25, Washington State 22. It was back and forth, especially in the early going. Then the Cougs got things rolling as they were looking good, and Arizona had used both their timeouts, had a couple of challenges, actually 3 total in this opening set. But in the end, Arizona enough to get past the Cougars in the opening set, 25-22. We'll come back. This is Cougar Volleyball from Learfield, IMG College. As they win that opening set 25-22 here. Opening set stats, the Wildcats 16 kills, 11 attacking errors, and 53 swings. They hit 094. The Cougars just 9 kills. They had only 4 attacking errors and hit 122, but again, 16 kills for the Wildcats, 9 for Washington State. Cougars did outblock Arizona 5-2. The Wildcats with 3 aces, the Cougars had none. So second set action, Cougars have to win this set to get back to even terms in this match. Meanwhile, for the Arizona Wildcats trying to jump out to a 2-0 set lead, as again, the Wildcats trying to get to 500 in the conference and get to 10-10 heading into Saturday. Well, the Cougars trying to avoid a second consecutive loss in the conference. They came in at 10-3 and ranked 15th in the country. Meanwhile, an ace right off the get-go from Julian Norville, and we get things started for Washington State. It's 1-0. So the service ace by Norville makes it 1-0 Cougars, and now she gets ready for her next serve. That one's on the way. Set to the outside, and a block down from Washington State, and that'll be Hannah Pukis and also Jasmine Martin, the freshman, teaming up. And it's now 2-0 Washington State. Told you the Cougs had outblocked the Wildcats 5-2 in that opening set. Jasmine Martin picking up another block. She gets her second. All right, the next serve. Set to the back row this time, and the Cougs unable to dig that one out as Juliana Dalton gave it her best, but unable to do it, and that's a kill for Paige Whipple. So Whipple will pick up the kill. That's her third. Meanwhile, Juliana Dalton leading the way for Washington State was 4 so far. And we get ready now for what will be a serve for Arizona and Emery Herman. There to play it is Norville. Set comes to the right. On the slide, Jasmine Martin, but it's dug out that time. And then hit across. Dalton there, the first to touch it. Now Tusa with the swing. Herman digs it out. Set outside again for Arizona. A kill for the Wildcats. Gives them a second consecutive point, and that kill going the way that time of Jalen Hodge, who has led the way for the Wildcats. Now with 5 kills for her. So 2 apiece in the second set, and the set comes to Penny Tusa, who will get the kill for Washington State. So Tusa able to get the serve back for the Cougs. It's now 3-2 Washington State. So the Cougs now up by a point here at 3-2. And we get ready for the next serve from Penny Tusa. That's into the net and a service error this time. So the serve that time going into the net, and with that the point going the way of the Wildcats on the service error. We're now even at 3 apiece. And now the serve goes to Sophie Maldonado Diaz. Set to the left-hand side for Juliana Dalton. Was that touched at the net? They will say that it was, and a point off the kill for Juliana Dalton, and she's going to pick up her 5th kill, and the Cougars once again will take the lead, this time at 5-3 in favor of Washington State. So a 5-3 lead now for the Cougs. They'll make it 4-3 in favor of the Cougs. Meanwhile, a little bit of a delay here as they are tending over there, and we've got a challenge is what we've got by the, once again, coaches here. We had 3 in the opening set, a couple from Jen Greeny, and now another play under review here, as they will see if we had a touch or not on this one. Right now, as we said, it's the Cougs up 4-3 unless this call gets overturned. Again, same 2 teams right back here at Bowler Gymnasium on Saturday. We'll get things started at 12 o'clock noon to wrap up the regular season and wrap up the Pac-12 season. Selection Sunday, and just a couple, well, I guess we can make it a few days' time here to determine the field of 48 for this year's NCAA volleyball tournament. So once again, the Cougs and Wildcats huddling up as they go through the footage down below to see if we end up with an overturn here. Jalen Hodge has been big for the Arizona Wildcats so far tonight. 5 kills, hitting .333 so far in this match. The officials still taking a look at things. By the way, Jalen Hodge for the Wildcats. Again, just a freshman for this team, an Arizona native out of Queen Creek, Arizona. So, more angles to decipher from to determine whether or not we want an overturn on this play that's under review here from Bowler Gymnasium tonight. Again, 4-3 our count. The Cougs with the lead as we sit, and Arizona winners of the opening set 25-22. But with these lengthy delays, we have lost a little bit of momentum in each of these opening 2 sets, and we've had some close calls here on some of these delays. Again, looked like the one where the Cougars challenge the serve might have been ruled incorrectly even after the relays. They didn't have the greatest of angles, but nonetheless they are taking their time with the reviews and now have made their decision. By the way, we mentioned the 5 kills for Hodge. It's also 5 for Juliana Dalton to lead the way, and we will stay where we're at. The call stands. So David Rubio unsuccessful on 2 of his challenges so far here tonight. 4-3 Washington State, and now it'll be McCumber at the service line for the Cougars. So McCumber set to go here as she will put the ball in flight. The set will come to the middle this time, and looking for a sideline will be Hodge, but this time she misses, and on the attacking arrow point to Washington State to make it now 5-3 in favor of the Cougars. So a 2-point lead here for Washington State. And the next serve now on its way. Here comes the set outside for Whipple, blocked back by the Cougars, and another block, this one from Magda Yahalasheva and also Hannah Pukas, and that'll go down as block number 7 of the night for the Cougars. They had 5 in the opening set, 2 more here in the early stages of set 2, and David Rubio wants a timeout. So we'll step aside here as well early on in the second set. The opening set to Arizona, but right now the Cougars off to an early lead in set number 2 from the Palouse. We'll take a timeout. This is Cougar Volleyball from Learfield, IMG College. Just want to make confirmation that we're up and running here as we're getting a little bit of interference for some reason. But we are good to go here, I believe, as it is again the Cougs and the Arizona Wildcats, and not exactly sure what's going on, but getting a little bit of going on here. Johnny, can you hear me, by the way? I just want to make sure.
Yep.
All right, so we are up and running here again, 6-4 in favor of the Arizona Wildcats, and we continue on here as it's 6-4 Washington State, I should say. Not sure if I got a headset going out or what's going on, but we got a serve across here from the Wildcats. Now the set comes to the left-hand side for Juliana Dalton. That one going to be punched up in the air and unable to clear the net as Arizona. And with that, it is going to be a point here for the Cougs, and it's now 7-4. So 7-4 our score in favor of Washington State, and a 3-point lead for the Cougars now. And now it'll be a serve upcoming from Hannah Pukas. So Pukas ready to go, and her serves across. Meanwhile, the serve is going to end up in, and it's Arizona with the point, and it's now 7-5. So again, we are continuing on in this one as we're happy to have you from Bowler Gymnasium tonight. 7-5, Washington State with the lead. And we get ready for another serve upcoming. And this time it'll be Arizona at the service line. Dalton there to play it. Pukas will set, and that's going to be, unfortunately, to nobody home. And that'll be an error on the Cougar side. And a point to Arizona off of their own serve. And with that, it is now a 7-6 game. So 7-6 here in set number 2 as the Cougs now have the lead trimmed down to 1. The set to the middle and hammering it home that time, Magda Yahalasheva for Washington State. And a point going the Cougars' favor, and it's now 8-6 as Magda will pick up the kill. Magda picking up just her first kill of the night. She's only had a couple of attacks, but she has been active in the blocking department with 3 blocks for the Cougs. Here's the serve now from Logan Golden with the Cougars up a couple. Set to the right-hand side on the slide, and picking up the kill that time will be Arizona, and it'll be Fellows who picks up the kill this time for the Wildcats. So a 1-point lead here for Washington State as it's now 8-7. Still somewhat early stages of set number 2 this evening in Fuller Gymnasium. McCumber plays the low serve and hammering it home on the quick hitter. Magda one more time, so she will pick up the kill, and it's now 9-7. So a 2-point lead for Washington State as Yahalasheva has a couple of kills in succession to get her first 2 of the night. Now she's at the service line, and that one's sailing a little bit long for a service error. So 9-8 now our count in favor of Washington State. And the serve heads back over to the Wildcats, and Karachia will once again come in to serve for Arizona here. Happy to have you with us on the Palouse as we are in set number 2 as Arizona took the opening set 25-22. Set to the right-hand side and a cross-court kill from Argentina Ung, and the Cougars sideline excited about that one from the freshman. And the Cougars take a 10-8 lead as Argentina will check out and Julia Norval will come in for her. Again, the freshman got to double digits in kills in the loss against Utah last Sunday in Salt Lake City. And now it'll be Norval serving for Washington State. To the outside. Good dig that time by Aria McCumber. Now Tusa trying to finish, and it deflects off the block and falls on the Arizona side of things. A great get by Aria McCumber on the dig as it was a vicious kill attempt, and then the good set for Penny. Block attempt, but unable to play the caroms, the Arizona defense. And so the Cougs have opened up a 3-point lead, and Norval, who's helped out on that back row with 4 digs, back to the service line. Here comes the set to the back row and hit over by Arizona, but Norval there to play it. Now coming forward, Martin, a block back by Arizona. Set this time for Tusa, but it was a bad set, and Tusa had to try and clear it with her left hand and couldn't, and so with that, an attacking error goes down, and a point goes to the Wildcats. It's now 11-9. So a 2-point lead here for Washington State as we are approaching the midway point of set number 2. And here comes the next serve on the way now for the Arizona Wildcats this time. Tusa with an attempt, but dug out in the back row by Arizona. Set to the right and tipped over and down, and that'll be Jalen Hodge one more time. So she's up to a half a dozen kills as the freshman having herself a nice night in Pullman, and that will bring Arizona to within 1 once again. Just haven't had these teams really shake one another in each of these first 2 sets. It's been close all the way through. There's a service error by Emery Herman. So the point back over to Washington State, and it's now 12-10. And a 2-point advantage for the Cougars as Penny Tusa awaits the tweet of the whistle from our up referee Margie Ray. That has happened, so now Tusa ready for her serve. And it's a good one. Arizona unable to play it. That'll go down as an ace for Penny Tusa. And for the Cougs, they will pick up their second ace. The other one went to Julia Norval at the start of the second set. And Penny Tusa, who's climbed into the top 10 in career aces in Washington State, is one of the leaders this year in aces as well for Washington State. And she picks up the ace there. She now has 23 on the season. Now Hodge pounds one down for Arizona. So a point back to the Wildcats as Hodge having a very good match. Not only her 7th kill, but she's hitting well as well. She's up to a .312 hitting percentage, and now there's just no answer for the Cougs on that swing from Jalen Hodge. The serve skims the net as it comes by. The set for Juliana Dalton, and she's going to go cross court for a kill of her own. Juliana got things going early for Washington State and has led the way on the attack for the Cougars, and that'll be kill number 7 for the freshman. So 14-11 Washington State, now up by 3. And Aria McCumber set to serve now for the Cougs. As the Arizona defense gets set up, and now a serve from the Hawaii native. Here's the set to the right on the slide. That one's going to end up as an off of the Cougs. It is. They say it's off of the Cougs and then off the antenna. So a point goes Arizona's way. So that one touched by Juliana Dalton, and a point going to Arizona off the kill to bring the Wildcats within 2 here at 14-12. And now the Arizona libero to serve. Noble backs up a step to play it. Now from the back row, it's Tusa, but dug out that time by Herman. Set to the right for Hodge, blocked back by Dalton. One more time for Hodge, this time a tip across. Tusa plays it, punching it over the net is Hannah Pukas that time for Washington State. The pass right at the top of the net, and Pukas goes on the attack with the punch, and David Rubio wants a timeout again. So we'll step aside. The Cougars, the first to 15. The Cougs falling in the opening set by a score of 25-22, but the Cougars leading in set 2, 15-12. And we'll be back to Bowler to continue on with second set action in just a moment. 15-12 Washington State lead as the Cougs able to take this 3-point lead here in second set action. After Arizona took the opening set, Juliana Dalton having a good overall match tonight, the freshman for Washington State. Now Pukas ready for her serve. Lunging after it goes the Wildcats. The set outside for Whipple. Magda got a piece, and the Cougar back line unable to play the carom, so Whipple will get the kill this time to make it 15-13. And for Whipple, she now has 5 kills behind the 7 of Hodge to lead the way for Arizona so far tonight. 15-13 our count. Washington State up by a couple, and here's the serve. It'll be Pukas setting outside for Juliana Dalton, goes up the line, and they will say that she misses with that attempt. And so on the attacking air, Arizona able to get a couple of points back. We've seen both sides be kind of inconsistent, have their ways of momentum in this match, but it's been kind of inconsistent on both sides. There's Magda with a chance to try and pound one home, but it's dug out, and then Juliana Dalton there on the block of Fellows. So Dalton there, I'm not sure if Magda will get an assist on that one as well, but make it 16-14. And they will indeed give Magda a half a block along with Juliana Dalton, and it's now 16-14 as Logan Golden now serving for the Cougars. Here comes the set to the outside for Whipple. Again, the Cougars get a block back, but covered this time by Arizona. Whipple another swing, dug out by Golden. The set for Tusa. Whipple there to play it, trying to go on the attack, and winning the attack at the net will be that time Emery Herman for the Wildcats. Emery not afraid to go on the attack herself from time to time. She's picked up a few kills from her setter position, and it's now 16-15 in favor of the Cougars. Pukas setting to the outside for Penny Tusa. Now another attack from Herman, this time Golden there for the dig, and now an attempt from Argentina Ung, handled by Arizona. Maldonado Diaz with an attempt, getting a deflection at the net, Washington State, then trying to dump it over Pukas. Arizona goes scrambling, but can't recover. And now the Washington State setter attacking as well, and that's going to be her second kill. So a 2-point lead for Washington State here at 17-15. And now Magda to serve as the Cougars trying to even this match up at 1 set apiece. If you're just joining us, Arizona took home the opening set 25-22. Here's the set outside. Maldonado Diaz goes cross court, and she'll pick up another kill. So lead for Washington State cut down to 1 again, and she now has another kill of her own. She was active early on in this match. Since then, it's been mainly Hodge and Whipple, but Sophia now has her 5th kill. Sophie, I guess I should call her. Meanwhile, back to the service line will go Arizona one more time. Meanwhile, Kalia Williams is checked in for Washington State. Here comes the set outside for a Penny Tusa tip over, pancaked up by Arizona, and they clear it for a free ball for Washington State. Set to the right for Argentina Ung, who goes cross court for the Cougs. So Argentina Ung is able to put away the kill. By the way, it is Sophia. I am just looking at our stat monitor, and the A does get cut off, so it is Sophia, not Sophie. So Sophia Maldonado Diaz, I did have it right the first time. And it's now 18-16. So a 2-point lead here for the Cougars, and it'll be Noble with the serve. Here's the set to the back row for Whipple, and that's going to be a back row attack and a back row kill for Page. She continues to compile up big numbers in her career in Tucson, and she has brought the Wildcats to within 1 here at 18-17, and it looks like it's another set that's going to go down to the wire here at Bowler Gymnasium tonight. Herman serve for the Wildcats. Off of McCumber. Tusa brings it back in play, and a free ball sent over by Golden. The set to the outside. Maldonado Diaz able to get it through the block attempt, and the Wildcats have come back to get even again. It's now 18 apiece. So 18 aside here in set number 2 as the Cougs continue to battle. They kept that play alive, but ultimately too much for the Wildcat offense. Now the free ball again heading for Arizona. Here comes the set outside for this time Sofia Maldonado Diaz, but dug out by Washington State. All right, to the net, and there to fly forward and put it away is Penny Tusa. David Rubio doesn't believe it. That was a ball that again came to Penny Tusa, and she just came forward flying. But David Rubio says that one is wide, and they're going to check the monitor. So we will see on this one, as that was a very athletic play from Penny Tusa, who again, due to some absences, forced to play the front row here for Washington State at 5'8". But she came flying up and went right up the sideline. It was ruled in, and the Arizona bench immediately came to their feet as it was right in front of them. They thought it was wide. Let's take another look at it as we get another look. Again, the pass will come outside. It'll be a move forward, and that's really close. And is it going to be in or is it going to be out? Here's another look at it. And it does look like it might be just a little bit wide on that look. We will see if there's enough to overturn it. We've had a few challenges in this one, to say the least. David Rubio 0 for 2 so far in his reviews. Here's another look at it from an opposite angle that we're going to get. And that one is right. The question is did any part of that ball touch the line? Can you see any crimson as that ball lands? There's a player there, and that is really, really close. Again, if I were to make the call, I would say it's probably an inch wide. That's a tough call from the backside. And again, does that edge of the ball just catch the sideline? Man, that's close. It's so tough to overrule that, I think. I think, again, if we take a look at this angle one more time and you see where the ball is, and it's frozen right now on our screen, you can almost see where the ball is touching the line, but is that just the angle we're getting from the baseline and not because it's right up the line? Because again, you look at that angle that we're looking at right now, it's from behind the Arizona service line, and it looks like it touches the line. But if you go up the line, it looked almost like I could see just a little sliver of crimson there. But also there's a couple of bodies in the way there as well, and that is just so tough to rule here. And again, the one clear one that I thought, but again it was a little bit out of the camera shot, was the one on the serve from that time Hannah Pukas. But on that one right here on the sideline, is there any separation there? And I think this is going to be tough to overturn. The more that I'm looking at it, the more I'm being convinced that it's going to be tough to overturn. But again, is there just that little sliver there between the ball and the sideline? And if I were to guess, I would guess that it missed just wide. But is there enough to overturn it? Again, they're not in a real timely manner of trying to get through this quickly. And again, this is a big point here. Now it's 19-18 Washington State. If they rule this the other way, it'll be 19-18 Arizona if they overturn it. Arizona was convinced it was right in front of them. But again, that is within an inch one way or another if any part of that ball touched that sideline. So again, I would say, and I wouldn't be terribly surprised if it gets overturned, because I think it did miss by just a little bit. But is there enough to overturn? So I certainly wouldn't be surprised if they say call stands either. One more look that we're going to get from our monitor. And by the way, pretty good looks here. I mean, you can't necessarily always go around the bodies. And again, as we kind of take a look at it, I would say that it's just a little bit wide. They're going to give it to Washington State, though. And again, I think that one was a really close one. I'm just not sure there was enough. They say call confirmed instead of call stands, so that does surprise me just a little bit. But nonetheless, it's a point for Washington State and a heck of a kill for Penny Tusa. All right, 19-18 our count, and Penny Tusa will now head to the service line for Washington State after picking up that big kill. And the Cougs ready to go with her serve. Here comes the set outside. And that'll be put away once again by Jalen Hodge to even this second set up at 19 apiece. And Hodge is approaching double digits in kills here late in the second set. She is now up to 8. And not only does she lead Arizona, but she leads all players with 8 kills now tonight. And the next serve. That'll be played by Norval. Set this time for Juliana Dalton, but that one goes into the net. And on the attacking air, Arizona now with back-to-back points have once again seesawed in front. Really important, I think, for Washington State to try and pull this one out. Obviously already down a set. Can they even this match up at one set apiece and get some momentum heading into the third? Tusa from the back row. That one's going to miss a little bit long, and so a point to Washington State. And it's now 21-19 Arizona, and a timeout taken by Jen Greeny. So a timeout taken here by Jen Greeny, as again, here on the Palouse, it's Arizona 21, Washington State 19, late second set action. Arizona leading 1-0. Well, we're awfully glad to have you with us as we'll keep things here during this timeout. Remind you again that we're back at you again tomorrow is Friday, so we'll be back with you in a couple of days for a Saturday noon start between these Wildcats and Cougars. As again, Arizona able to battle through and take an opening set win, 25-22. Meanwhile, with 3 straight points here for the Wildcats, now leading 21-19 here in what is our second set of action. Limited fans on hand here at Buller Gymnasium. I saw Athletic Director Pat Shun sitting down in the end zone as he's taking in the action, watching the 15th ranked Cougars take on the Arizona Wildcats here tonight. We're happy to have you with us as well, wherever you might be, and we hope that the first day of April is treating you well, a sign that we are heading into spring and hopefully a brighter 2021 for us all. And again, as we get ready for Easter Sunday, we wish you a happy holidays this weekend as well. All right, it'll be Sophia Maldonado-Diaz at the service line when we come back, and the Wildcats up a couple. Cougars looking to try and come back and put this one into the bank and try and even this match at a set apiece. Good serve, but it's played well by Tusa. Set to the right side for Kalia Williams, but dug out by Herman. Now to the right side for Whipple, goes up the line, but dug out by McCumber. Now it'll be Kalia Williams to try and put it away, but Arizona keeps it up, and it'll be tooled off a Cougar block attempt that time by Jalen Hodge once again. So Hodge has been red hot as of late for the Wildcats, and she's up now to 9 kills. And Arizona has now scored 4 in a row to make it now a 22-19 lead. And another serve here from Sofia Maldonado-Diaz. There to play at Tusa, set to the right, and up the line that time is Jasmine Martin for the kill for Washington State. So she'll pick up the kill for the Cougars, and the Cougs get to within a couple now at 22-20, and a really important side out there to stop the run of 4 straight Wildcat points. Now can Aria McCumber, who's got 7 digs on the defensive end, get to work on the service line. It's a good one. That's going to be an ace for McCumber. And the Cougars crawl to within 1 now at 22-21 on what is going to be Washington State's 3rd ace of the night. 1 apiece for Norval, McCumber, and Tusa. And the next serve from Aria. It's going to be a set outside for Whipple. Flies forward and will bring home that point for the Wildcats with the kill, her 7th of the night. And now Arizona up 23-21, and a crucial point for the Cougars here to try and get a side out on. The libero now serving for Arizona. It is a serve that'll be played by McCumber. Set this time for Yahalasheva, but dug out by Arizona. Here's the swing, blocked back by Washington State, but covered right at the net, and Arizona unable to clear. That is a point for Washington State as Magda Yahalasheva right at the net, but not over it, making contact, and so the Cougars get to within 1 again. And Pukas now trying to draw the Cougars even at 23 apiece here late in set number 2. The sophomore ready to bring the left hand forward. It's on its way, a short serve. Here comes the set to the middle this time, and that one either blocked by Yahalasheva, but I think it was just an attacking error in the net that time from Hodge. Magda was there. We'll see what they do, and they're not going to give her a solo block. We'll see if she gets it or not. Hodge goes up, and I still think that's an attacking error, but nonetheless, it's now 23 apiece. And here's Hannah Pukas with a short serve, and that's going to be an ace! So 3 straight for Washington State. And it's now set point for the Cougars at 24-23. So the Cougars now a point away from evening this match up at 1 set apiece. Pukas ready to go again. What kind of serve does she deal this time? This one's got a little more heat to it. Here comes the set to the outside. That one's going to miss outside, and a point for Washington State on the attacking error, and we are all even in Pullman tonight. The Cougars wrap up the set with 4 consecutive points. Down 23-21, they score 4 straight, and after 2 sets in bowler, as we've gone back and forth, Arizona getting the early lead. How about Jalen Hodge in that second set? Then the Cougars trying to find some ways to get going. They got a big kill from Penny Tusa that was called on the line. And then ultimately with 4 straight, they take the second set 25-23, and we're even at a set apiece in Pullman. Back with set 3 next. It's Cougar Volleyball from Learfield, IMG College. The opening set to Arizona 25-22, and then the Cougars coming back and taking the second set 25-23 as they scored 4 straight at the end of that second set. Arizona leading the way in kills with 31 compared to the 22 for Washington State, but the Cougars hitting 178, Arizona hitting 148. That's because of the 18 attacking errors for Arizona compared to just 9 for Washington State. Cougars got their service game going in that second set. A big ace from Norval to start off the set. Tusa had one. McCumber, then of course the big one from Hannah Pukas, which ultimately set up set point. And right now Arizona out digging the Cougars 40-35. Jalen Hodge leading the way. 9 kills for her. Juliana Dalton's got 7. You can see the cardboard cutouts if you are still here at Bowler Gymnasium or if you are watching on the video. I think that's our friend Cindy Brunson there in the front row as she has got a pom-pom and rooting on her alma mater, as again the Cougs and the Wildcats all even at one apiece. So happy to have you with us. Again, the cardboard cutouts in front of us, limited fan attendance across the way, as friends and family on hand. Jen Greeny and the Cougars ranked 15th in the country, and again, still a little short-handed coming into this match, coming out of COVID protocol, but back to level footing with Arizona in this match at one set apiece, and we start set 3 knowing we're going at least 4 tonight. McCumber with the pass, Puka setting up to the right side, and a slide, and a cross-court kill for the freshman, Jasmine Martin. Jasmine with 5 kills now for the Cougars. Not only 5 kills, but now is hitting a very impressive 364 for Washington State, the initial point of set 3 to the Cougs. Tusa's serve bounces off the net. Here's the set outside for Whipple, tipped at the net, then played by Tusa. Puka's going to go on the attack. Maldonado Diaz tracks it down. Now Whipple with a tip of her own, and nobody home that time for Washington State. Pretty crafty veteran play there by Whipple, knowing what she could do on that point. And Whipple just a consistent leader for this Arizona Wildcat team this season, and it's 1 apiece. Tucson the serve receive, setting up for Juliana Dalton. Whipple able to dig it out. Maldonado Diaz with the tip, blocked back, and that is going to be a point for Washington State. They're going to say 4 contact, so apparently no touch that time by the Cougars, and it's 2-1 Washington State. Aria McCumber now to serve for the Cougs, with Washington State up 2-1. Again, this match now all even at a set apiece on this Thursday night at Boulder. Here comes the attack from Emery Martin, and she'll put that one home. That's part of her arsenal. We've seen that on many occasions tonight. That's her 11th swing of the night. 4, 3, and 11 for the setter for Arizona. And with that, we're even at 2 apiece. And Arizona will have it now at the service line, as they will get a chance to serve it across. An overpass on the serve, a joust at the net, won by Pukas. Then Dalton off the carom sends it over, then it's tipped over by Arizona. Good dig by Noble. Dalton puts it away for Washington State. So Juliana Dalton putting it away for the Cougars, and it's now 3-2 in favor of Washington State. And with that, the Cougars now up a point at 3-2. And now Hannah Pukas at the service line for Washington State, as she gets ready for her serve. That'll be played in the back row in the corner. Set to the outside for Sophia Maldonado Diaz, and another kill for her. Herman's got on the attack on occasion. Other than that, it's been Hodge, Whipple, and Sophia kind of alternating who's going to be the main source of attack as of late for Arizona. It's kind of been a 3-pronged attack from those 3. And we're even at 3 apiece as Herman serves. McCumber there to play it. Set to the outside for Juliana Dalton. That's off the libero to the back row. And hit over by Maldonado Diaz. McCumber to Pukas in the middle. A tip over. Kept alive on a pancake and sent back by Whipple. Now to the right side. There's a tip from Argentina. Unblocked back. Tusa plays it. Set to the middle for Magda Yahalasheva. And a block there in the middle. And getting it to at that time will be Veet. So Veet on the block for Arizona, just enough. Trying to punch it back across as Magda, but just not enough on it. So 4-3 Arizona is the Arizona setter once again at the service line. As she brings the right arm forward, there to play it McCumber. Set to the outside for Argentina. Herman's there to play it first. Sophia sends it over, partially blocked by Magda. Now set to the middle for Magda, but she's going to miss that one wide. Attacking error that time on the Cougars side of the net, so it's now 5-3. Again, the Wildcats have had the bulk of the kills. It's certainly been dominated at the net blocking-wise by the Cougars 10-4, and the Cougars' offense has been more efficient, just fewer kills. There's a tip over from Tusa. And now the Wildcats trying to play it. Blocked back by Washington State. Arizona will set to the outside. Maldonado Diaz just missing that one long. And on the attacking error, side out to Washington State. Not sure, and again, I think that all of them have been incredibly close on the replays, and I certainly don't want to harp on right or wrong on the replays, but I do think that's kind of sucked a little momentum out of this match. We've had 6 lengthy reviews in the first 2 sets. There's a good serve from Logan Golden. Now it's sent over, and there to play it will be Pukas. They will set up Argentina. Oh, who gets it through the block and down for a kill? Again, I know that the coaching staff love this recruiting class that they brought in. And with all of the talent from the returners coming back, we just hadn't seen a whole lot of Argentina or Jasmine Martin until the last couple of matches. And now you're seeing a little bit of why they were brought in. There's a good attempt by Maldonado Diaz, but a great dig by Logan Golden, and it's put away by Magda Yahalasheva. And speaking of freshmen that have contributed the last couple of matches, that dig from the freshman from Castle Rock, Logan Golden. And it's now a 6-5 Washington State lead, and Golden at the service line. That serve. An overpass, and putting it away is Penny Tusa. Does she got springs in those sneakers? She vaults into the air and puts it away on what is the overpass. What athletic ability she has at 5'8" in that front row. So it's 7-5 Washington State now. Here's the set to the outside, and there's a big kill. And once again, we've seen this on more than one occasion. As a matter of fact, not necessarily just like that, but now on double-digit occasions. It's been Jalen Hodge on the receiving end of picking up a kill, and that's her 10th of the night. So 7-6 in favor of Washington State here in the third set. Pass over to the sideline. Tusa keeps it in play, and a free ball for Arizona. The Wildcats setting to the right for Hodge one more time. Golden gets the dig. They'll set up Tusa, and that's going to miss wide. And on the attacking air, back-to-back points for the Wildcats, and we're even at 7 apiece. So it was Tusa that time with the attempt, but that one misses well wide, and we're even now at 7-7. The next serve hits the net, crawls over, and falls in for the ace for Sofia Maldonado Diaz. Again, 25 aces in 19 matches heading into this one, and now she has picked up another one, and that's going to be her 3rd of the night. McCumber on the serve receive, dumped over by Pukas, but a nice pancake up by Arizona to keep the play going. Now it's on Washington State side as Tusa goes cross court and a big dig from the Wildcats. Sofia Maldonado Diaz with the tip, played by Tusa to the right side for Ung, and blocked back out of bounds. It's 8 apiece now, and with this match even at 1 apiece, and so far we haven't had any delays, we can feel a little bit more that we're coming out of kind of a little bit of momentum building in this third set as we go back and forth. And now Yahalasheva to serve. That'll be played that time on the far sideline, set to the middle, and that will be put away that time by Veet. So she picks up the kill to give Arizona a 9-8 lead. That time right on the set, top of the net, and Veet able to gobble it up and pick up a point for herself. So 9-8 Arizona here. Again, opening half was set number 3 in a match that's all even at 1 apiece between the 15th ranked Cougars and the Arizona Wildcats. There's a short serve. It's played by Penny Tusa, trying to power through Argentina Ung, but Arizona keeps it alive. Now she tries to get it past the block and does, but the Cougars able to play it. Now Tusa able to tool it off an Arizona block attempt, and we're even at 9 apiece. Boy, the one thing that comes to mind here as I'm watching this match is as Arizona sits 9-10 on the season, they are within a game of 500. And again, it's so tough in this year of COVID with some teams not being at 100%, some teams canceling matches. But I mean, in a given year at 500 or approaching 500 in the conference, this would be a team that's probably an NCAA tournament team. Here's a set to the left, and Tusa sends it over. Now from the back row, Arizona sends it over. To the right-hand side, having to jump to that one is Norval. She does get it across. Arizona able to clear the net, and Norval back in the play again. They'll set it to the right, and there to get it will be Jasmine Martin that time for a kill off a touch from Arizona. But just to kind of wrap up shop, and I'm certainly not somebody whose opinion they pay me for at the NCAA level, but I just wish there was 64 teams instead of 48 going to this tournament like a normal season. They did it for basketball. I'm not sure why we can't do it for volleyball as well, and I feel sorry for teams that don't make it that are among 16 that maybe could have made it in a normal season. Here's the send across. Now it's going to be Pukas trying to go on the attack, but that time plunks it into the net, and we're even at 10 apiece. Again, with a couple wins, and I don't know what metrics they're going to use. Again, everybody, at least in this conference, going conference only, but I've just been around this conference now for a decade and a half of calling games, and it's tough when you see quality teams get left at home when it comes to the postseason. And there's Jasmine Martin on the slide at the cross-court field. Again, 5 teams for the Pac-12 conference above 500. Arizona's the next team right behind them. By the way, the 5 teams that are in the top 5 in the Pac-12 conference, by the way, they're all ranked in the top 25 as well. So, again, that's a guarantee you're getting into the tournament, but you'd think they're all in good shape. Set to the outside, and there's a kill that time from Paige Whipple as these two teams continue to exchange blows here in set number 3 as we're now even at 11 apiece. But I mean, you've got the Huskies sitting at number 7, Utah's at 12, and then 3 straight Pac-12 teams. The Cougars, the Ducks, and the Bruins, 15 through 17. Here comes the set to the left-hand side, and Dalton able to get that one past any Arizona Wildcat defender, and it's now 12-11 in favor of Washington State. But we get ready now for a serve from Aria McCumber now. And she will head now to the service line. And we get ready for her serve. That'll be played by Sofia Maldonado Diaz. And there's a block back by Washington State. That is a statistic that they have dominated tonight. And it's Magda Yahalasheva and also Hannah Pukas on that one. And that's going to go down as block number 11 on the night, as the Cougs have now outblocked Arizona 11-4 and lead at 13-11 now here in the third set. Set this time to the back row for Whipple. Tusa able to lean to get to it. Now Dalton with the tip attempt. That's going to end up in the net for an attacking error. But just to go back to this Arizona club, we mentioned that they are 9-10 in the Pac-12 conference, and we just gave you all those ranked teams in the conference. 8 of their 10 losses are against those teams. Here's an attempt from Dalton, who sends it across, and now Whipple with an attempt. That one gets past the block attempt, and now Tusa comes forward. Getting to that one will be Arizona. Now a tip over and a block down by Magda Yahalasheva. A solo block for her, and you can add another block to the total. That is their 12th of the night. And for Magda, she's up to 8 herself in the third set. And it's 14-12 Washington State. Here comes the next serve by Pukas. Oh, that's a pinballing serve that almost should have gone down as an ace, but Arizona clears the net. Dalton able to hit it off a deflection, though, and the Cougs are the first to 15, and David Rubio wants a timeout. These two teams, now that we haven't had any long delays, are building momentum. They're exchanging blows, but Washington State just a little bit of momentum to grab a 3-point lead as they're the first to 15 in set number 3. Washington State up by 3 in the third set as we now step aside, and we'll be back in a bit to the Palouse for more volleyball action. Pac-12 volleyball action. Magda Yahalasheva, who missed last Sunday's action, how about 8 blocks tonight to go along with 3 kills? And those 8 blocks have helped lead the way for the Cougars on this Thursday night of volleyball. But out of the timeout, Arizona sets one up, and gets a point back off the kill. So it's now 15-13 in favor of Washington State as Arizona gets a point right back. Meanwhile, as we take a look at it, Magda with a season-high 8 blocks here tonight. All right, here comes the set to the right side for Juliana Dalton, who goes up the line, but dug out by Arizona. Set to the right-hand side for Hodge. Ball scooped way into the air by Pukas after the Tusa touch, and then a ball that ends up on a free ball being too long. So a good job by David Rubio to get a needed timeout, and now he has gotten momentum back as, again, the free ball misses by, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches off the end line, and it's now 15-14, Washington State, their lead down to 1. The next serve by Herman, played by Tusa. Pukas to the right for Magda. That one's going to miss, and that's another attacking error, so now 3 straight points for the Wildcats, and after the Cougars opened up a window of daylight and a shut on them, and we're back to even terms again. It's now 15 apiece, and Emery Herman continues rotating across the service line of where she wants to serve from, giving them different looks. This time from the right side of the line as she sees it. It's an overpass, and Jalen Hodge puts it away for Arizona. So 4 straight Wildcat points, and it's now 16-15 in favor of the Wildcats, and that'll be kill number 11 for Jalen Hodge. Again, from the right-hand side of the service line as she sees it, it'll be Herman. There to play it is Dalton. Pukas will set up for Juliana. That one blocked at the net, kept on the Arizona side. Now a joust at the net that Ung sends back to Arizona. Now it's a kill attempt up the line, but a good dig by McCumber, and now Dalton with the tip. Arizona setting to the right for a Sofia Maldonado-Diaz tip. Block back, though, and now the Cougars have it on their end for a tip from Magda. Set to the outside for Hodge. She sends it over. Tusa with the pass. Pukas to the outside for Argentina Ung, and it takes a deflection off the top of the net. Travels along the court, and then a last-second dive from Arizona just to get a piece of it. But that one from Argentina Ung got a bounce off the top of the net and then just went all the way over to the sideline, and a good lunge by Hodge, but couldn't get to it. So 16 apiece now here in the third set, and a serve from Logan Golden. The set to the outside for Hodge, up the line, but misses it as the block was there by Magda and Argentina. And after having what's been 12 blocks in the season, Hodge tried to go around it, but missed it well wide. So the attacking error gives the Cougars a lead back at 17-16. The next serve, a sharp serve all the way to the back line that Arizona scrambles after. And a good kill by Sofia Maldonado-Diaz lining up that set. So the freshman out of Guadalajara, Mexico, picking up another kill. She again got going early. She's now up to 8. Whipple's got 9, and we mentioned Hodge with 11. On the Cougar side of things, their freshman Juliana Dalton leading the way with 10 as we're even at 17 in the third set. An attempt from Ung, blocked back but covered by Pukas. Now Tusa's swing dug out by Arizona, and a tip over that McCumber got a piece of, but will fall in for a kill for Jalen Hodge. So she now has given the Wildcats a 1-point lead at 18-17. And Hodge now with a dozen kills to lead the way for the Wildcats. Her serve. That'll be played this time by McCumber. Set to the right, and Argentina Ung to pick up a kill for Washington State. Again, she had 10 last weekend in Salt Lake City, now up to 7 here tonight. 18 apiece in a match that's even at 1 apiece. And Magda Yahalasheva will serve now for Washington State. And her serve is a short one. There to get to it, Whipple, setting to the right-hand side for Hodge, getting a piece of it, Ung, but nobody there to cover. And a Wildcat point, giving them a 19-18 advantage. And add another one for Jalen Hodge, who's now up to 13 on the evening. And Caraccio will come back in to serve now for Arizona. And same two teams back together, meeting Saturday at noon. And the Arizona serve is played by Tusa. Pukas will set up for Penny. That's going to end up off the arm of the setter. And that'll end up off of Emery Herman, who at the end of things wished she hadn't touched it. But she did, and it's a kill for Penny Tusa. And Penny now up to 7 kills. She joins Argentina and Jasmine with 7 apiece. Behind the lone Cougar in double digits with 10, and that's Juliana Dalton. Meanwhile, we're even at 19 apiece in the serve from Norval. Here's the set this time to the right, tipped across the net, but that's on the wrong side of the antenna. And on the attacking arrow point heading to Washington State. So the point goes to the Cougars, and they seesaw back in front, 20-19. Julia Norval with 9 digs. That's behind the 11 of Tusa and McCumber, who lead the way for the Cougars defensively. Meanwhile, a big kill on a set to the middle that time. And there to put it away is that time going to be Fellows for Arizona. It's been mainly the outside hitters for the Wildcats, but Fellows able to pick up that big point. And it's now 20 aside between these two teams. A 3-point Arizona win in the opening set, a 2-point Cougar win in the second set, and we're even at 20 here in the third as a punch up the sideline. Jasmine Martin snug to the net, and she decided what she could do. And she placed it delicately up the line and into the corner. Diving after it goes the Wildcats, and they couldn't get to it in time. So 21-20 now, a 1-point Cougar lead, and 2 sets to the service line. Penny with the serve. That's a good one, but Arizona plays it cleanly. Whipple with the big swing. That one is long. Arizona begging for a touch call, and they're not going to receive it from the officials. An attacking error, and now a timeout taken by David Rubio. Quick peek at it here. Did Magda get a piece of it? Tough to tell. We may get a better look when we come back. It's 22-20 Washington State. They try and go up 2-1. We'll step aside from Pullman. It's exciting as we're tailing in on the end of 3 sets, and we're all even at 1 set apiece, and the Cougars up a couple late in the third set as we step aside from Pullman. This is Cougar Volleyball from Learfield IMG College. A lot of supporting cast members on both sides, but the freshman from Parker, Colorado, Juliana Dalton, leading the way offensively for the Cougars. And the Cougars now up 22-20 late in the third set. A good serve by Penny Tusa. A good dive to keep it alive, and now a send over by Arizona that's dug out. Now Pukas on the attack and finding the back left corner as the sophomore puts it away for Washington State. She goes on the attack after the good dig, and she finds that back line to make it 23-20 Washington State. And now Tusa with another serve. Here comes the set to the outside for Whipple, and that one's going to miss wide at a sharp angle. And the Cougars now on a 4-0 run after we were tied at 20, and they now have 4 sets point to try and go up 2-1 in this match. So a 4-point lead for the Cougars, and here comes the serve from Penny Tusa. The set to the outside for Whipple, dug out by McCumber. Again on the attack goes Pukas, but this time misses it long. So the attacking air gives the Wildcats the serve back, and now they need 3 straight points off of the serve from their senior Paige Whipple. This will be set point number 2 for Washington State. That serve played by Tusa. Set this time for Juliana Dalton. Block back. Pukas shoves it the other way. Arizona recovers to get it for an attack, but that one into the net by Maldonado Diaz, and the Cougs will take the third set tonight. So after Arizona won the opening set 25-22, the Cougars have answered back 25-23 in the second, and now 25-21 in the third. The two teams battling back and forth. The Cougars getting the better of the blocking in this one. but Jalen Hodge has been big for the Wildcats. There was a big kill from Jasmine Martin, a couple of duels from each side of the net, and then ultimately the Cougars win it by 4, outscoring the Wildcats 5 of the last 6 points in set number 3. It's 2-1 in favor of the 15th ranked Cougars, and we've got your 4th set heading your way next, right here from the Palouse and Buller Gym. This is Cougar Volleyball from Learfield IMG College. Arizona took the opening set. The Cougs have gotten the next 2 sets. Cougs catching up in the kill department, but Arizona still up by 5 kills, 43-38. Meanwhile, 26 attacking errors for the Wildcats compared to just 17 for Washington State, so that relates to a 174 hitting percentage for the Cougs, 130 for Arizona. Not a lot of aces in that third set. 4 aces apiece now after 3 sets total, and Arizona still a slight edge in the dig department. David Rubio and the Wildcats have been very competitive this season. We mentioned 0-8 against the top 5 teams in the conference, but 9-2 against everybody else. And again, they come in right below the top 5 teams in the standings. All right, the serve by Norval. The Wildcats will set up Whipple. Good dig that time by Juliana Dalton, then punched over by Jasmine Martin. Now from the back row, Sophia Maldonado Diaz able to pick up the kill. So she's knocking on the door of double digits, both her and Whipple with 9 apiece after that kill from the back row. Meanwhile, Dalton's got 10 to lead the way for the Cougars, 13 to lead the way for Arizona's Jalen Hodge. Tusa has been heating up for the Cougars, and now Penny will match Jasmine Martin for 8 kills, second in line behind Dalton tonight, as again Penny not getting any rest on this Thursday as she's playing all 6 spots in the rotation, and she's been forced to play the front row with the absence of Pia Timmer tonight. There's the serve by Tusa. They set it to the right. There to play it will be Norval. Now it comes the outside for Dalton. Block back, covered by Dalton. Now Puka setting up to the right side, and a little bit late coming to the ground was Jasmine Martin. She's got a little bit of a laugh going, what was that? But she got her long arm up and had just enough on that one. It was blocked back. Then they set it over to Jasmine, and she mistimed the jump, but still was able to finish it off, and it's 2-1 Washington State. All right, the next serve from Tusa. To the outside for Sophia Maldonado Diaz, who tools it off a block attempt for Washington State. And we're even now at 2 apiece in the 4th set. Boy, again, just great to be back and playing volleyball this spring. And even though the Cougars have gone through the COVID protocols recently, you still see these freshmen that are getting a chance to play, and what great experience this is for them this season without losing any eligibility. There's Maldonado Diaz with the kill attempt. Tusa able to dig it out, and then Dalton looking for the line, but just missing. Meanwhile, was there a touch there? Jenny Greeny, pretty apparent. I think they've got 1 challenge remaining. Do they want to use it here early in the 4th set? And I think Jen says I might want to hold on to it. Again, so many challenges used in the first couple sets in this one. I'm assuming Burdette saw a tip, because I don't think he would be that adamant on a sideline call across the court. Meanwhile, speaking of lines, finding the back corners, Juliana Dalton one more time. So the kill for Juliana Dalton, a good set by Pukas, and then she was efficient finding that back corner. Kill number 11 for the freshman out of Parker, Colorado. Here's a serve that plunks off the net. Sophia Maldonado Diaz there, a dump attempt, blocked back by the Cougars. And now Sophia Maldonado Diaz, another attempt, dug out by Norval this time. Dalton sends it past the Arizona block attempt, but they will play it, and then set to the Wildcat outside hit, and that's off a Cougar block attempt and out of bounds, and another kill for Sophia, and she is now up to 11. And it's kind of been in spurts for the Wildcats, where they've had Sophia Maldonado Diaz early, then it was Whipple, who's probably been the most consistent, but she's kind of been the number 2 in line, and it's been Jalen Hodge in the 2nd and 3rd sets that really heated up. Meanwhile, Juliana Dalton's been awfully good tonight for the Cougars. And how about that sharp angle cross-court kill? I mean, that wasn't a whole lot to work with on that angle, but she found that sideline beautifully. And it's 4 apiece, and Juliana's up now to 12 kills. She's approaching a career high. 14 is what that number is. All right, the serve now from Hannah Pukas, a short serve. Had an ace on that earlier. Meanwhile, we're going to have a back row attack whistled against the Arizona Wildcats and Emery Herman as she was going up to battle at the net with, that time, Magda Yahalasheva. So 5 for Washington State, and all of that off another well-executed short serve from Hannah Pukas. Another short one. That one again right at the net, and there to try and put it away, Washington State, and they do! Give some credit to the tall timber that is Magda, but that all set up again on a beautifully executed short serve from Hannah Pukas, and David Rubio again wants another early timeout. Cougars up 2-1 in Pullman as the Cougs off of another short serve. This time put away at the net by Washington State in the front row, and they lead it 6-4 in the third set in Pullman. Early in the fourth set, Cougars trying to wrap this one up in 4. Meanwhile, for Arizona, trying to force a fifth set. Again, Magda Yahalasheva, 4 kills and a season-high 8 blocks so far. Magda, of course, getting to double digits last season in her freshman campaign. And Hannah Pukas, who's had a couple of real good short serves, sends another one across for Arizona. Set to the middle, that one off the shoulder of Hannah, and Sofia Maldonado-Diaz picks up the kill. That time Hannah didn't find the ball found her. That was off the hand of the Arizona attacker in an eyelash. And it's now 6-5 in favor of the Cougars after the point to Arizona. Another sharp serve, Tusa plays it. Keeping it in play is Dalton, and it's sent over by Tusa. Now set to the right, and a block down. Magda Yahalasheva is on the doorstep of double-digit kills, but give the freshman Juliana Dalton a little credit for being alongside to help out. Dalton with 12 kills and 4 blocks, and now for Magda, 1 shy of double digits in the block category for the first time this season. Meanwhile, Dalton getting a well-deserved rest as Logan Golden comes into the service line for Washington State, and Tusa now up to the front row with the Cougs up 7-5. Golden with a good sharp serve, but a nice dig out, and then that one off the face that time of Magda on the kill attempt from, once again, Jalen Hodge, as she'll pick up her 14th kill. So that'll bring Arizona back within 1 once again. It's now 7-6. So a 1-point lead here for Washington State as Caraccio will once again come in to serve. And Jaleesa has gone into the motion. Played by Tusa. Set to the right this time for Argentina Ung, who goes up the sideline to pick up a kill. And the freshman from Sonora, Mexico, has picked up another kill along the way, and she's now 1 shy of her second match in succession to double digits in the kill department. And it's 8-6 Washington State, and Magda to serve. It's on its way. Set to the middle. Nice dig that time by Golden to keep the play going, and a free ball for Arizona. They set to the outside for Whipple. That one catches the antenna on the way by. And again, Golden able to keep that play alive. And Magda cleared the net on a free ball to make Arizona play it. And it forces Arizona into an attacking error, as that one makes the antenna shake. And David Rubio, I believe, going to call a second timeout early in this fourth set. So again, we'll step aside, and then we'll come back to take you the rest of the way in set number 4. Cougs up 9-6 here in the fourth, and this is Cougar Volleyball. As we step aside from Bowler Gymnasium in Pullman, glad to have you with us for the Cougs and Wildcats tonight. As it's 9-6, Washington State, fourth set action. Washington State University Cougars been helped out by Juliana Dalton. All around good game for her. 12 kills, 6 digs, and 4 blocks. Meanwhile, the Cougs with the serve out of the timeout. A kill attempt from Hodge, but a good dig by Pukas, and the Cougars able to send it back Arizona's way. Hodge with another big swing. A good one-arm get that time from Pukas. Magda will set it up, and Argentina will put it away, and points across the way to Magda for the rare assist. Another good overall play by the Cougars. It started with the one-arm dig from Pukas. Magda with a nice little pass off the assist, and Argentina with enough to put it away for the Cougars, and they take a 10-6 lead. Short serve, an overpass. Tusa will play it. Pukas to the right side for Argentina. Block back, another one-arm dig, and then Golden clears the net with the right arm scoop. Pass comes over to the right side, and that one put away this time by what'll be Arizona. Meanwhile, that last kill by Argentina, once again to double digits in kills, tied her career high, which she established on Sunday against the Utes. And now, after the side out to the Cats, it's a 10-7 Cougar lead, and Arizona serve. Now it's going to sail long, and on the service arrow, point to Washington State. Now the service numbers, even 4 aces for each team, 4 service errors for each team. Meanwhile, back into the contest will come Maldonado Diaz one more time to play the back row, and Norval will head to the service line for Washington State now. Cougs up by 4 here, trying to get back into the win column after the loss Sunday against the Utah Utes. Good serve, and that'll be an ace. We said they were tied at 4. Tied no longer. 5th ace of the match, and the 2nd tonight for the sophomore Julia Norval. And that's got the director of athletics, Pat Chun, with a smile behind that mask. So a 12-7 lead for Washington State. Another good serve. Set to the right-hand side, up the line. It goes into the net on the pass, but dug out that time by the Cougs, and they send it over. Now a dump across, picked up by Norval. Set to the left-hand side for Tusa. That one bangs around, but the Wildcats get it. Another attack from the center, but again dug out by Washington State, and Tusa with a swing. Now to the back row, another dig, this one from Golden. Now Tusa with a swing, blocked back, and this time the Cougars can't dig it out. Boy, some nice play from both sides there. The Cougs were on the defensive side, keeping that play going as Arizona kept attacking, and then ultimately it was finally finished off on the block by Arizona. They've been outblocked 13-5, but that does become their 5th block of the night. Now Tusa with the tip. Pancaked up, they say, but nobody else home for the Wildcats after the pancake. And a point goes to Washington State. It's now 13-8. So a 5-point lead for Washington State. Cougs looking to, again, get a win and move to 11-3 on the season. Again, the Cougs control at least 3rd place in the conference of their own destiny, depending on what both the Huskies and the Ducks do this weekend. Here's Pukas setting it up for a push across by Jasmine Martin, but dug out by Whipple. Now a big swing, but missing it long, Sofia Maldonado Diaz. Wildcats pointing to the Cougars side of the net, but again, no answer from the officials other than that shot attempt. That attack was long, and an attacking error gives the Cougars now a 6-point lead. So 14-8 now as the Cougars have gotten themselves some distance. And here comes the next serve from Penny Tusa, and that's going to be an ace. So Penny Tusa picking up her 2nd ace. The Cougars have 6 as a team. By the way, with that flurry of defense by the Cougars, it's now also a season-high 15 digs for Julia Norval, who has led the department for the Cougs in that category. Set to the outside for Sofia Maldonado Diaz, partially blocked by the Cougars. Set now for Juliana Dalton. Dug out though by the Cats, and now Sofia shoves it up the line but misses. Well, it's a big run now for the Cougars, and there's no timeout over on the David Rubio side of things. He's going to try and change momentum with a substitution as Sofia Maldonado Diaz will come out, and back in will come her replacement. So 16-8 Washington State, and we've got some separation here now between these two teams as the Cougars trying to lock this one down in 4. Another great serve by Tusa. It's dug out of the net and sent over by Fellows. Now to the right-hand side for Martin, who goes cross-court and finds the back corner. And the Cougars have found their stride in this 4th set. Not only are they leading 17-8, but it's their most efficient set, hitting nearly 350 in the 4th set. And the serve that time into the net. So 17-9 now in favor of the Cougars. And an 8-point lead here for Washington State. By the way, we told you about the double digit for Argentina Ung on that last kill. Jasmine Martin out of double digits, and now Juliana Dalton gobbles up her 13th kill of the night. So how about 3 freshmen in double digits in kills for the Cougars? 13 for Dalton. Ung matching a career high with 10, and Jasmine Martin setting a career high with 10 tonight. And the 3 freshmen accounting for what has been 33 of the 49 kills. Here's the serve now from McCumber. Cougs up 18-9. Set to the outside, a block back by Washington State. This time the back row for Whipple. That'll be played by Tusa, set outside for Dalton. Dug out though by Arizona. Now another swing from Arizona, that one's gonna find the line. So Arizona finally gets their way to double digits as they're able to get that one in the field to play, just inside the sideline that time for the Arizona Wildcats, and they will pick up the point. And it's now 18-10 as Warrior now comes in to serve for the Wildcats here, Akia Warrior. So she's set now on a serve at 18-10 Washington State. Puke is setting for Dalton one more time, and another cross-court kill for Juliana Dalton. That's 14 for Juliana Dalton, and she now has matched a season high in kills with 14. So it's a 9-point advantage for Washington State at 19-10 as they are closing in on potentially going 11-3 on the season. Pukas with the serve, set to the middle this time. Dug out by Pukas, and now it's actually double contact on the pass from Arizona, so the lead grows to 10. 20-10, Washington State on top. So a chance for the Cougars to try and close this one out in 4, and they're trying to do it now in dominating fashion. Here comes the serve from Pukas. Back row attempt from Whipple, dug out by Tusa. Set to the outside for Dalton, touched at the net by Arizona. They'll play it to the outside. That attempt from Warrior does not get across. The Cougars are able to get to it. And now comes to the middle, and a block down by Magda Yahawasheva. She gets there on Veet's attempt, and another solo block for Magda. And she now has found double digits in kills. She's got 10 on the night. And it's 21-10 Washington State. And Pukas now for the serve again. Serve that this time ends into the net, and a roll of her head back on Hannah. She had done that short serve so well tonight and tried to do it again, but that time just not quite enough to get over the net. So back over to the Arizona Wildcats. The serve will go. A little bit of spin on that jump serve, but it spins a little long. And on the service error, the Cougars have Arizona doubled up again. 22-11 now as Dalton getting high fives on the bench as she heads over to the sideline. And the serve will once again come from Logan Golden as she's ready for her serve. That's going to end up a little bit long, and a service error now for the Cougs, and it's a point to Arizona. And Caraccio making her way back in now for the Wildcats at a 22-12 lead. Going back and forth we went in these opening 3 sets. Each team staying with the other, the furthest separation we had in any of the 3 sets was the third at 25-21, and that took the Cougars outscoring the Wildcats 5-1 at the end. But this one's been complete domination for the Cougars as they go up now 23-12 on another kill from Argentina Ung. So now a career high 11 for the freshman. Again, 10 last Sunday and now 11 here tonight. Here's the set to the right side, dug out by Pukas. Now Ung with another attempt on the tip, and that one's gonna fall in. Boy, she has come alive since set number 3. Not that she was bad in the first 2 sets, but she has once again found her comfort zone. And the writing on the wall looks for David Rubio in this one, as it's now match point for the Cougars. Set to the outside for Whipple. The pass will come from Golden, set up to the middle, and this time Jasmine Martin trying to put it away, but Arizona keeps it alive, but then they hit it long. So point to Washington State, set to Washington State, and match to Washington State, making the Cougar faithful and the Cougar coaching staff awfully happy on this Thursday night. Arizona took the opening set 25-22. But the Cougars win a couple of close ones in sets 2 and 3, 25-23 and 25-21, and then they dominate in the 4th and win it 25-12, and again win this match 3-1.